Just one thing. We've got two goats in the server, and we aren't even playing Farming Simulator. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to jump into Overpass. Navi and Vitality, and away we go.
Yeah, I have been looking forward to this one since the moment I woke up today. Simple versus ZywOo on LAN. The last time we saw this, all the way back at Blast in 2020, right at the start of the year out in London. We've been waiting a long time to see these two duke it out on LAN.
Yeah, I can't wait. Here we go. Great map veto for this series as well, but Simple, not the start he would have wanted. Wanted to get involved in the action. Instead, dinked down and forced to retreat. He's at least tucked in the cubby. We'll see if Vitality check it when they move up eventually. They've got more than enough util to run and execute. They don't want to get 5 players spotted just yet. Electronic could get that info if he goes a bit wider. They're very close. Simple. Will he get cleared? No one's looking likely right now. With the flashbang, he goes in. Everyone's blind, but they still get the kill. Electronic push back to the bank. He's losing his teammates. Everyone going down. And his Vitality running wild over the A site.
Yeah, just left onto Bit, who's tried to come up through Connector, looking for anything to begin this 1v4 retake. Apex has lost his gun. He had to run back into the site to find it. He's good now, he's armed, he's ready. And Bit's getting wrapped through the toilets as well by ZywOo. I almost want this to start without kills found for ZywOo and Simple. And yeah, look, it is the others, essentially, right? Yeah. The names that we haven't really mentioned as much, making the magic happen. Bit dead to Kyojin. And you know, I want to start this off, Hugo, by talking about this Vitality squad. I think there's a lot to say as we get ready to head into this series, right? I'm super excited to see Kyojin on LAN for a start. That's a cool vibe. Masuta as well is someone else who... For me, when I look at like the big players on this squad, he has very, very quickly risen up those rankings, right? Remember when he joined this team and everyone was saying, well, you know, he wasn't bought in to be a fragger. He wasn't bought in to be someone who puts up crazy numbers. It does feel like since we had, you know, ZywOo not deliver those like insane, you know, 40 kills in a map kind of performances, Masuta has very much been one of these players who alongside him has proven to be strong, dependable, and capable of putting up these big games.
Yeah, and considering these guys both came from like similar places in Masuta and Kyojin, and like found out of nowhere, found from frag movies or performances in pugs, or you know, just doing what they do nationally, like that's really, really cool. You know, there's lots of things Kyojin can relate to in terms of Masuta's story, and I'm sure he's, you know, very vocal with each other.
It's almost like
pumping each other up. You know,
it's almost like the parallels we draw between, you know, guys like Frozen and BMAS in with Rops in mouse sports, right? And how the situation that they're all going through is kind of similar, but they're at different stages in that evolution.
And, you know, it may have taken time for Masuta to get acclimatized, but yeah, there's no question about it now whether he's, you know, up for the task. And so you can presume if they do whatever they did with Masuta to Kyojin, if they take him through the same rigorous structure, who knows what kind of star we could be, you know, opening up here for the future.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's ever watched Kyojin's videos, man, but in terms of raw mechanics, he is just disgustingly good. Like, and so I can't wait to see what kind of player he's molded into eventually. Let's take a look at this, though, because we got a force buy for Navi, and Bit working with a Deagle up here close to the toilet. Simple, bested by Apex in the head-to-head. We still have yet to see ZywOo and Simple meet one another. Instead, Bit looking to be the point man with this Deeg up close to Divider.
Yeah, do they check him? He chases. He doesn't wait. ZywOo gone earlier. Now Bit in and behind enemy lines to some degree. If Kyojin chases and loses a bomb, that's a problem. But Shox comes in to provide cover. Re-smokes in on CT. Navi are trapped out of this bomb site right now and no way back in. Burning his boomage. Bomb can be allowed to be planted here with that Molotov in the bank. Kyojin only had a moment to get it in before Electronic could have peaked. But with that plant happening, Vitality, a safe, assured round here in the second. Navi are just looking to get exits. Perfecto's already run away. And Electronic would love a gun, but they're not going to give him squat. Out he goes.
Yeah, you've at least got these Deagles to try and do something in this next round, but the odds are we're going to see the conversions come in and that 3-0 for Vitality to open up. obviously it was all the way back in Katowice in 2020 that the world really started to feel like it first got affected with, you know, like moves to online play happening after that event, right? The event was crowdless as well. It was as things started to kick in, and there, you know, we all remember the Na'Vi from that event, right? And it felt like they were about to embark on an era. It felt like we could have moved in to a Na'Vi era. And then I think for a lot of outsiders looking in, it felt like the switch to online play very much sucked the steam out of that.
I mean, especially for Na'Vi, it's something we talked about when it happened, but when it did happen, it had been over 2 years since Na'Vi had even played an online match. Over 2 years, that's unbelievable. So yeah, crazy stuff. Simple, oh my goodness, is destroyed by Apex on the long side. Not even using his primary, just running wild with the P250. And already Vitality just shutting down Simple in these first 3 rounds. It's not been a difficulty. You got Goosh, remember, on long on the pistol. But again, yet to have a gun. That's really what we're waiting for. Shox is going to get delivered a freebie. A bit coming up the ladder. Ooh, it's a bit messy. Down low. Shox doesn't want to give him a gun, but one bullet would do it at this point. He knows that. However, there's not that much pressure on getting this kill at this point in time. He smokes it off, he fakes the retreat, and then he comes back hoping for Bit to bite. He won't. Instead, Na'Vi just sit in connector and wait for Vitality to come to them, and they will.
Yeah, it's about to be a real brawly round here as they just fight this connector stack. They break it apart, they deal with it well. ZywOo makes some money. That's important, right, for him to try and bring that AWP out as early as possible. And they're going to let him lead the way. He's also low, right, so someone else can just trade this if he doesn't get kills with the MAC-10, but he will farm them up. ZywOo making 1.8k at the end of that round, has actually flushed his bank account with enough money to bring the AWP out right away.
Yeah, B-Stream update, just quick. We've got Big Liquid over there, and wow, Liquid,
it's that Big Liquid game?
Yeah, Liquid having some trouble. Who knew? So that's over on the B-Stream. Just add a B to the link up in your browser, and you'll find your way there. But you want to miss out on ZywOo v Simple. What a fool. Yeah, we don't have ZywOo buying the AWP. He actually had money for it. He went for nades instead. Simple's got his, so ZywOo maybe feeling like he doesn't need it yet. Can try and grab a free one from Simple if they win this round. Bit gets flashed into middle, but sees nothing, and that's because Vitality are wrapping out the playground. Bit's aware of that timing, and so out he goes, leaving it to Simple to answer the call. But Vitality are completely avoiding this Na'Vi setup. Bit re-aggressing at long at least, but Simple now loses all information on the middle. Tries to go wide, but Electronics setting up a flash for Bit. It has to come now.
Oh yeah, it's well timed. Bit with the double. Oh, trying to make it 3. And that's where Kyojin comes in for the trade. Now Simple doesn't look cognizant of the play across. The flash gives it away, and Kyojin's able to escape. It's not too often that you get a second chance at life when it's Simple beating down upon you. And so Vitality are going to look to put this rare opportunity to good use. 2 players for Na'Vi in the A site. The other 2 have cleared out Monster, and they've cleared short as well. Now Boomich is committing to the full wrap. Perfecto is holding for a rotate back to B. There is a world where you could find the 3v1, and so Boomich doesn't want to let that happen. He's starting to join up back at this B site. It's kind of locked in a weird bit of limbo here. It looks like they're going to trust Boomich with the info. They rotate up this player that was on B to join these players in A, and now they're here with a 3-man hold at the perfect time.
Yeah, Electronic going to swing on long, but Shox delays his face, and now Simple tagged up low, needs cover from Perfecto. He does do that, only for 1 though, just enough time for the plant, and Shox trades the kill to keep the round alive. 5 seconds left as that frag comes in, and you can hear Apex getting hyped as well. My goodness, Vitality on land, bringing some steam. And that's one hell of a round. The fast flank up connector, almost good enough. You know, for Vitality, right, like these guys, like they're boot camping every day. You know, we've had this online era where we've been seeing these player cams and we've been checking out players' bedrooms and seeing where, you know, where they play, how clean their bed is. Well, for Vitality, every day it's been another day in the office. You know, these 5 sat up in their very nice yellow boot camp. So these guys have already had, you know, not the LAN experience, but the teammate experience, right, in that sense, I guess. For Na'Vi, it's been kind of the opposite. You know, Electronics got a son, like there's things going on. We see sometimes boot camps for Na'Vi,
yeah,
but not always.
Electronics like the Dexter of Na'Vi, but for real, right? Like he does have a whole family to worry about. So Yeah, no, you had this situation where a lot of the time Simple and Electronic were playing from home.
And on that note, I think, you know, seeing Vitality in the same bootcamp every day doing this is great for people like Masuta, and in this example, like Kyojin, for getting, you know, acclimatized inside of this team and feeling welcome and, you know, getting to know everyone for sure. It makes all the difference in the gameplay. Simple out in middle, fighting with a Deagle, catches Kyojin. The bomb's back in spawn. This is a weird round thrown into limbo for Vitality. It's one that they have all the weapons, all the hope to win, but not the advantage. Simple's also been given an AK, and so he's going to start to rotate down lower.
Yeah, in all of these rounds so far, Simple has not been a concern. This was his first kill in the game, found with the Deagle here. And now he's armed and rotating in towards this B site. Electronic is going to deeg out Masuta. And so Shox and Apex have got to do the heavy lifting. Shox with the clutch. This guy is synonymous with clutches. Oh, he's down to 9 bullets in this AK. And he's looking to make the 1v4 happen. Smokes down. Missed shots out of Electronic. Shox planting the bomb is spammed down to 7 HP. Now wrapping back and looking to quell the lone Na'Vi player. Shox not able to make it connect. He hits all the impossible shots, but it's that one at the end that eludes him. And so Electronic will deliver this little partial investment to Na'Vi.
Yeah, man, nice shots from Shox as well. Like, just dropping Simple in heaven, hitting every kill he had to. But Electronic's also looking good, and that's a great sign for Na'Vi, right? Even if Simple, you know, does eventually come alive, he's not really had an opportunity yet. You know, it's always nice to have the tag team, the double duo of Simple and Electronic. Simple with a mid spawn and an AWP available. So Na'Vi coming back in with a big buy here after getting their first round on the board. Fast flicks from Shox, though. And at least doing damage, right? Killing 4 players in that round has set Vitality up to reset Na'Vi in this one. Do have that mid spawn as mentioned, Simple. Oh, it's a tag. ZywOo legged. We've had damage dished out between these two, but the kills have not come through. Not yet, at least. Boost up on B short. Shox doesn't look ready for it, but he flicks back in time. And Boomage gone from the round in an instant. Simple's back in toilets, and he's already seeing them start to cross out into middle. They molly him. They keep him contained for now. Vitality, a man up with pressure on B. Does it force a rotate? Is Simple going to hang around, or does he fall off? It's very quiet down lower right now, and Simple's flashed out again, just getting isolated. Finally gets a kill, but he's stuck in the corner, and Kyojin will trade. Where's that second player? He's long, and he's close. Bit drops the bomb. It comes tumbling towards him, and Electronic, as a result, slows down. He hears this mid player. He doesn't know about ZywOo, but now up close, ZywOo hunts him down and finds the headshot. 3 on 2. This is a very weird position with Bit still on long. They know about him.
Yeah, I like this from Apex, though. He hasn't budged. He hasn't moved a muscle. He's waiting to collect a free kill, and there it is. They lock in the round. ZywOo goes on a bit of a tear as well, despite being low on HP. Him and Apex instrumental in closing that round out. It was also Apex's flash that helped set the Kyojin push into the site up. That was the whole reason they were able to trade out Simple in the first place.
See, it's a great T-sides out of Vitality, that's to say for sure, right? Poor Bit there as well. He waits so long after getting that kill in dropping the bomb. He's holding his back, he's waiting for the long lug. And then the second he turns around to go and help Perfecto kill Apex is when he gets shot in the back. Timing eludes him. It's all by design right now for Vitality. They have seemed very cognizant of these flanks, right? These plays up connector, not just there with Electronic getting killed by ZywOo, but even in the past in that 1v1 that Shox did win on the A site. It was that fast flank from Boomage up Con that got traded and gave Vitality a round. They're very, very quick to react.
It's so weird as well, because Overpass used to be, like, for the CIS region, it used to be one of the go-to choices, right? And even for teams like Na'Vi, they kind of fit into that category. And it feels like over the last, like, year or so, we've really seen it become a troublesome map for Na'Vi. If I were to think of a map where their T-sides frequently run out of steam and run out of time, this is the one that springs to mind. They've taken a lot of uncharacteristic losses to lesser CIS opponents on this map. So it doesn't surprise me that we're seeing Vitality try to use it against them. Simple donning this hero AWP in this round. taking a peek at Long, has given up that AWP is in play.
Yeah, 2 missed shots, 2 opportunities gone. You won't get many more, so he decides to reaggress to give himself more room to back up to. That being said, they're already up and past him. Bit's gone from the long side in the meantime, so now Simple knows that his life is in the hands of Vitality. He's hoping that they peek him from close, or from far, not close rather, but now they're going to start to chase him down. The tag from ZywOo through the wall. Don't know how he does it, but Kyojin will follow up and take down Simple yet again. 5 on 3, the 2 guns in this round eluded Na'Vi, lost in the middle. It should just be a clean sweep for the French side.
And Kyojin somehow is like the kryptonite to Simple at the moment. Electronics Deeg is out with 1 through the smoke, no less, while blinded. That was just on a hope and a prayer, and the second time around, he's not so lucky. Perfecto is thrown into the 1v4. If he can get out with a gun, he's content with that, so he'll take the reward off of Apex. Look to get out of there. Vitality up onto 6. And, you know, I imagine we're going to see teams that feel even remotely comfortable on Overpass looking to use this against Na'Vi, man.
Yeah, and the worrying thing is, rather, like they're 5-1 down right now. A lot of that is like the money. Vitality have won all the gun rounds. Like they've pushed Na'Vi around a little bit. But when I think Na'Vi and problems on this map, I think those T-side executes that you're mentioning, you're running out of time, like coming down to these A hits where you're still in toilets for 15 seconds and all it takes is 1 kill to lose a round. Like we've seen a lot of those Na'Vi games on this map in the past 12 months or so.
Yeah, one of the last times I saw Na'Vi play since they had, like, you know, Bit becoming the reoccurring theme that he is now, over Flamey, it's like, I felt like their T-sides got a little better on this map as a result. Yeah. It felt like Boomich was less in the lurk roles. Sometimes they had Bit leaning into that instead. And I think that was a nice change. But you still need to put up a CT half to give you room, right? And thus far, we haven't seen much out of Na'Vi to suggest that they're going to turn it around. There's still time. There's still plenty of time to get this game back into a better position. But with each passing round, Vitality are getting more and more sure of themselves.
Yeah, and you can hear them getting pumped as well when they're winning rounds. They are very, very loud. Clearing connector this time. Simple was here early to hear for footsteps. You might have heard them drop down the ladder, but now it's clear as day with Molotovs getting used to clear the corner. Bits in the toilet, Simple's on divider, and we again have this triple B that hasn't really been tested too much in this CT side just yet. ZywOo back to middle, was able to tag Simple last round. As Simple tagged him 2 rounds prior, it's really just been dishing damage to one another. The double monster setup is nice as well. Vitality would have to commit to clear it out. And they're very patient about taking this mid control. They're giving all the room to ZywOo to just let him work it and try and find this opener. Meanwhile, holding for aggression, and Masuta grabs Boomich dead on the short side. There's still Shocks there outside B lurking as well. So Masuta almost gets a second. Perfecto punishes. Shocks doubles back to the short side, making sure these CTs aren't taking control, and that they are not. This is going to be a B round, though. Apex running with the Heaven smoke, and Vitality only 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, smoke up into Heaven. Here's the push at the final hurdle. Couple of seconds left. Kyojin and ZywOo, all the entries found between the two of them, and a bomb plant to follow. Vitality, they go for a Na'Vi-esque play down into the final, 15 seconds of the round as that push comes in, and they make it work.
This is a dangerous team right now, Harry. This is a really scary T-side. Na'Vi aren't getting any warning, right? Like, they don't want to re-aggress in middle and try and find out what ZywOo's up to. And, you know, even though Vitality are so focused on A that entire round, last second off of Shocks and Masuta's control, they just drop down connector, pop into B, and kill all 3 players holding. The stack doesn't make a damn difference for Na'Vi. And 7-1 on this T side already. Maybe their map pick, right? We do have Nuke coming up. That's bound to be a sick game. But this is far more one-sided than I anticipated to begin. We need more gun rounds here for Na'Vi. This, however, will not be one. Should really be echoing around this. And before they do, they're going to call a timeout. Have a bit of a chat first. Figure out what's good.
This is unreal though, right? Like even when you factor in the idea that, yeah, this has been a troublesome map for Na'Vi, you know, we've been billing this as a head-to-head between two of the best players that Counter-Strike has ever been graced with, right? Simple, who for me, man, I look up to this guy as the greatest player CS has ever produced. And then you've got like the guy challenging him on the other side. I think for a lot of people, you know, maybe you can even try and make the argument that ZywOo is the better one, right? That's the whole point of this clash. That's why it's so important. Everyone has a different opinion as to who the better player is out of these two and who's more impactful. Now, in this game, as it stands, Simple has been a non-factor. He has not been someone that you've had to worry about at all, whereas ZywOo on the other side has felt punishing. He has been finding a lot of impact on this AWP, and this round is no different. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. ZywOo knocks Boomich out to open up round number 9 in a 5-on-4 for Team Vitality.
Yeah, red in the face, horns on the head. He's here. Dishing out death. That's a great start to weaken this B hold. It's not drawn to rotate though. It's still sat back con side. And 2 players on Na'Vi for B. They want to get aggressive, but Shox is hoping they make that exact mistake, right? Vitality have been good at holding on to short water, Masuta in the previous, and now Shox in the present. He's about to get a gift. That all right. Electronic clearing the corner and Shox with the frag. Now it's up to Bit. He is trapped. They don't know this. They've never cleared Con in this round, so Bit's an unknown factor, but ZywOo is ready. Not ready enough, however. Bomb dropped. Now they try and hunt him down. Bit, he doubles up. Really good hold right now. Can he stay alive? Can he find a third? Kyojin doesn't check the corner, and Bit's found everything. He's now got the bomb as well. This is fallen apart.
Shox is down here on short. Bit's looking for kill number 4, and he's got it. Shox knocked down to his knees. Apex left in the clutch. Bit's got the bomb. Apex has got 25 seconds.
Is he even going for it?
I don't think so.
You don't have time for this play. You're walking in spawn. Is he actually saving the 1-on-2? Damn.
Bit has just stolen a round off of Vitality. And you know, when you're looking for heroes on Na'Vi, maybe not the first name that springs to mind, but damn, has he just earned them this second round.
Yeah, I think Kyojin is so confident that he's going to get that kill there, and he really should be after Bit's doubled up, that he just runs down Con with the bomb thinking, oh, I'll get this kill, I'll go back up and I'll join my team. Really? Without him clearing the corner, the better play would have just been to run to A. He had his team pushed up close to the site. That could have been a round. He could have avoided Bit, but yeah, bit of a mistake. Doesn't check the corner, and it costs him the round.
Yeah, especially when you think about the situation that Shox was in that whole thing, right? Like trapped on short, doesn't know what's happening over in B, but later in the round with a bit more time, he could have come up, Con. He could have tried to deal with that and get that trade locked in. Maybe that is where the land nerves, the jitters, the inexperience shines through for Kyojin.
Yeah. Because it's one thing to die there, but it's another thing to take the bomb to him.
Right.
And so, yeah, Na'Vi will take that round, but it's not really anything they can rely on, right? They still need to keep their wits about them for this follow-up rifle. So, you know, Vitality are not going to let that happen again. Simple's got another orb. Vitality not donning one in this round. They could have, which implies they're going for something faster, right? The money was there. They still went for full AKs. So do we see a bit of a B approach here in this round for Vitality? Certainly looks like it. 4 out of the spawn towards B. Apex selling the mid fake. It's important to get this smoke on the molly, right? A lot of teams have a lineup from spawn to do that, but it at least shows Na'Vi that you're challenging middle. If there's no smoke on the molly, if you're respecting it, then Na'Vi are going to take a lot of room in mid. And Bit does it regardless. Push through with that kill. Forces Vitality's hand at the B rush. Great flashes. Boomich is so blinded, and Kyojin gets the entry, but they don't check for Bento, and he's done a lot of damage. Shox down to 20. Not killed through the monster smoke. That could have stalled things out enough for Na'Vi to get set up. Instead, it will be the post plant.
Bomb now planted. ZywOo waiting back here.
Ooh,
and Na'Vi, are they just calling it off?
Ouch.
They're just admitting defeat. They're saying, all right, look, we've lost too much control. We don't know what's going on in this site with ZywOo being pushed all the way up into Graffiti. Yeah. It is a very rough retake to embark upon. I'm just surprised that at this scoreline, Na'Vi are willing to give up another round.
I thought at least, you go for one fight there, and that fight is the decider, right? Like, if you die, okay, sure. But if you get the kill, that's going to reinvigorate you.
On the upside, saving 3, you comfortably reinvest here. You have another go at it. You have another chance. I will say, though, it's kind of now an added bit of pressure on this round. You've essentially denied yourself an opportunity at a 3-on-3. You better hope that it was worth it, right? You better hope that this culminates in a better situation in the rifle round that you're about to play.
All right, yeah, Bit's got confidence though, right? After that 4K in the previous, just runs out through mid and takes names. He's going to need it with Vitality coming back in immediately with a reset round. Na'Vi save allows a rebuy, Simple with the AWP, and he's ready on this B bomb site. Shox is moving up close and Simple, trying to close the gap. It's a missed shot, but he does escape with his life. Meanwhile, Bit does the same again to kill Kyojin. There's more where that came from, and Bit will deliver almost 4, but not quite. However, his job is done. He set Na'Vi up to close the round.
Yeah, once again, Bit is proven to be the difference maker. Simple. Oh, that would have been sick, but not destined to come in just yet are the fabled Simple Flicks.
Give it a couple more rounds. Let him warm in.
See, I don't know, man. Whenever I see that Shoxy's still alive, especially when he's with ZywOo, I'm not ready to write off Vitality yet. Shox's clutching is phenomenal. And when you factor in he still has a crazy capable fragger with him, maybe there's something to be found here.
Shox found a flash on the floor. He already had 2. He lobbed 1 to A, and that baited Boomich just rotate. He's not fully committed, but he's at least shuffled up to heaven now. That leaves only Perfecto in the B site. He starts off with 1, though, and that might be enough. 20 seconds as the molly comes down, and Shox is screwed here. May as well go for the kills, right? Try and pick up some damage here, try and take some guns out of Na'Vi, but it feels past the port of cool 15, and he's dead to Perfecto. Na'Vi onto 3, better late than never showing up on this CT side, and with Bit absolutely flexing on Vitality right now at 14-8. There's always hope.
Yeah, 100%, right? And Perfecto has also had a couple of good moments across these last few rounds. Even here, I love this position for holding on to Monster in the fashion he is, right? He knows that if he's given a fight from Vitality there, the odds are they're going to be walking. They're going to be trying to keep it quiet, trying to give the illusion that this could still be an A play while they sneak up B. And so he gets that free 1v1 on the first player, gets the info super early as well. And so by the time Shox was moving in, that site was already stacked to the 9s. Perfecto goes on to finish the job that Bit started. I love what we're getting out of Bit and Perfecto, but now I look at the rest of these names. I look at Simple and Electronic, and I find myself saying, well, why haven't I talked about them yet?
I think yet is the key word in that sentence, right? Obviously,
yeah, well, you know, yet sounds well and good until it's been forever, and then...
Look, I'm still giving it the benefit of the doubt, Harry. I'm not counting out anyone 11 rounds into a map. But yeah, you would have liked to have it out of the gate. Well, this will do instead. Simple posted middle and Bit back to his usual tricks. If Vitality are, you know, at all awake, they will be ready for this mid push. There's no way Bit can go back for it for a 3rd round in a row. And in fact, Vitality are very passive there. Boomich instead. Oh, dangerous decision, but Shox is not looking. He's just turned around. Boomich, oh no, it's a freebie. That's the 2nd time that's happened. It's going to be Vitality the man up. Shox looking to grab the gun. He flashes Electronic out so he can't trade. Bit still owns Connector, and Masuta's clearing it slowly with no support from top mid. It's a 1v1 that Masuta had to win, and so he does. Vitality take a 5-on-3, and this round is falling apart at the seams.
And considering what they bought into it, like the immediate upgrade now available for both of these Deagles, they're siphoning the weapons out from Na'Vi, and they find themselves fully armed, or at least with the option to be fully armed, in a 5 versus 3 where Na'Vi are gamble stacking A. If the bomb doesn't come this way, you're saving.
That lurk smoke doesn't do a thing as well because Electronic is pushed up in front of it. He's climbing over. He's trying to use it to his advantage. And so that's just confirmed that this is a B round. Are Na'Vi going to rotate? Are they going to do anything off of this info? It seems like they just want to gamble and in for a penny, in for a pound on this A site. Now they hear the nades start to fly down B. Simple wants to poke his head out heaven, but I think already Na'Vi know that this is not a winnable round.
Mate, if they weren't going to attempt a 3-on-3, they aren't attempting a 3-on-5, right? They're out of there. And I like this, right? So Kyojin could have gone and got the AK out of connector. The bit dropped. Instead, they're boosting him heaven, or at least they were. The fall down wasn't intentional, but he decides against going back up. I was going to say, you know, he's got the deagle, so he's got like a little more levity to go hunting here, less to give over, but he might just go get that rifle that's dropped in Con after all. I hope someone tells him about it. Yeah, Con. Kyojin, it's in Con.
He's looking at the water. He's so convinced.
No.
Oh,
Shock's
dear.
got that one. Shock's has that gun. Okay, well, that's fine.
It's not the end of the world, but
No,
it's
you know, you're so far ahead. It could have, yeah, you know, if we find ourselves saying, oh, they've broken Vitality's money at the end of the half, maybe then we can reference it again.
Doesn't seem like that's going to happen.
No.
9-3, we're already pretty close. Vitality have enough cash to be absolutely fine for now. Na'Vi would have to get back-to-back rounds, and then we'd be talking. And really, we haven't seen a lot from Na'Vi in this game, right? With Bit finally dead early, not able to pull off a miraculous 3K in middle. Yeah, Vitality just kind of have their way with Na'Vi and have their way with the B-bomb site. 9-3. ZywOo back to mid. Orbs aplenty, 2 for Na'Vi as well, and ZywOo is going to start strong. Dropping simple in middle, that certainly feels good. After the flash as well. Bit's reaggressed up on long. He wants to try and backstab ZywOo. He might have that opportunity, but instead he sits back at the tree. Boomich with his other orb down to the B-bomb site, having a slow start. And yeah, Vitality, I love the pull of the brakes here. No aggression for Na'Vi allowed in this default. Wants to short, Con, and mid getting held. Finally, ZywOo peels away, and so if Bit activates, he could flank the B round, but at this point, it's only 2 players on lower for Na'Vi. Someone needs to save the day.
Yeah, it's Perfecto and Boomich here. Oftentimes, Perfecto has been the hero. Boomich with this secondary AWP has had a quiet game so far, and it's set to continue. Perfecto can't find a thing, and it's Kyojin opening up the B play, delivering double digits to Team Vitality. Once again, for Electronic and Bit, they're just stuck playing Save Simulator, man. These guys, they start the round, they go to where they're set up to play on A, and then the save begins is how it's been feeling.
Yeah.
This must feel so rough, man. Like, it barely even feels like you've had a chance to warm up into the game if you're Na'Vi.
Yeah, and Kyojin's just been beasting, man. When he hasn't been killed by Bit in middle, he has been getting entry after entry on both bomb sites, right? He was killing Simple early in the half on A with the orb, and now he's just running into B like that with a double entry. Like, for Boomich there, he's on the angle, he's on Monster, the flash comes in, he's full blind, and he's trying to take a timing shot. He delays it by like half a second, but Vitality, that was such a perfect, like, they dry run that flash. That was such a perfect flash that he, you know, he doesn't get any chance to react. They're already close in the tunnel. He had to shoot immediately if he wanted to hit that one. And yeah, here's how it all began. ZywOo just picking Simple in middle. Definitely been beating him in the head-to-head, although it's not been too common.
Yeah, it hasn't been that common. A lot of the times, Kyojin's been the guy besting Simple. Then you've got ZywOo as like that second man also putting the hurt on him. Simple's being made to look tame.
Yeah, not the expectation, for sure. He's getting flashed out of mid again. He wanted to fight ZywOo another time. The respect between the two AWPers, but ZywOo keeps popping, flashes out mid to keep him off. It's ready to explode and be short if Vitality were to take it, but it's only Shocks lurking the smoke. Boomich has to be careful as it begins to fade. He's up on the railing, Shock C trying to hunt, and Spray doesn't do him any favors. Masuta now definitely has to be careful because Bit looks like he wants to peek as well, and Boomich is going to help him. Door swung, Masuta smoking himself off, and Bit won't go through it. Not completely throwing away this advantage. In fact, with 2 players in connector, definitely don't want to make that mistake now.
Yeah, Boomich soaks up a lot of damage getting spammed through this smoke in Con. Not the end of the world, but it might force a bit more of a passive play out of him. ZywOo. Oh, this is time, man. It's so close. Who wins this head-to-head? Will it be Simple? Will it be ZywOo? It's Simple finally getting some revenge against the French AWPer. Okay, that's nice, right? Simple hasn't had many victories in this game yet. He hasn't had many reasons to celebrate. Now that he's tasted blood, now that he's vanquished his #1 enemy on the other side, are we going to see a bit more of an unleashed Simple? Here he is through this smoke at bank and in with a second. That's more like it out of Simple. Electronic alongside him as well. They both double up. And finally, we have a round on the board for Na'Vi that is largely attributed to that main duo that we so often talk about.
Yeah, that 5-on-4 taken early is nice as well. It just forces Vitality away from all this B control they've had all game, right? At any point in these T sides, Shox has been lurking B water, and so if Vitality don't like what they see on the A side, if they're trying to avoid Simple, they can just drop down connector into B. That's been so many of these rounds, but finally, with Shox gone first, Vitality were forced into that stack. It's not just the stack as well. It's Electronic and Simple. It's the deadliest duo in Counter-Strike, at least when they are in form or on form. It's going to be a 10-4 score regardless. Vitality more than happy right now. They've won the half out, no question about it, but can they get any more? Can they get us to that dangerous scoreline of 11-4? But dangerous for whom is what I ask, because Na'Vi certainly seems slow to start today.
Yeah, Electronic's lining up a mid-flash for bits, so maybe we're going to get some aggression here as they play this little 1-2 setup, the flash to support.
Goes ahead of the molly and escapes through the smoke. That's one way to path.
That's smart from Bit, honestly, right? Like, trying to path back out through Park is risky because you don't have a molly at ramp, so you could get AWP'd crossing. Alternatively, you know, like you try hang around, you try push, well, then you could die to one of these players that has snuck out into the Park. So really, I think Bit does well there to stay alive and keep it all even after that mid-aggression.
Yeah, the double monster setup is back again, this time with no AWP, but Vitality have destroyed this with their flashes in the past, and you can see they're very focused outside of B right now. No info for Simple, who's going for these jumps. The door's open, but Shox is tucked close. He can never be spotted. So we're now taking the AWP on Monster as well with a bomb. So if, these CTs peak, they get the info, but re-smoked a Monster. Simple still desperately looking for something. And as he does, the boost is getting employed. The silent boost, you can jump right on without Apex crouching. Shox is waiting for the time to strike. Flashes go over. Simple's back in water. He's safe from this for now, and they've got to go.
Yeah, the boost, they fall off, and so now they've just got to brute force their way in. Churned up in Monster. Not the results you were hoping for. That boost falling off, it's only a minor thing. It's just a little misstep, but they lose this whole short challenge. They put all the attention on assembling that stack, and so it's left to Shoxy to clutch. The bomb's cut loose, and Na'Vi will round out this first half with 5 to their name. It's a bit of a recovery over that slow start from Na'Vi. Is that going to be enough to save them on their T side?
Talking about the tournament, we don't have any goals set at the moment I'm speaking. The main thing is just to enjoy. We didn't have a LAN for such a long time now. So the main thing is just to enjoy being at LAN, playing against an opponent in these studios. And that's basically it. And hopefully, of course, we want to go through the play-in, we want to go to ESL Cologne. Going to the playoff will be a good result, and from there just grind every match. But we're still not there, we still didn't play one match. So the main thing is just to, enjoy.
Hey Future Pros, we have a flash for you that should aid in pushing through the monster tunnel on Overpass. This flash should leave your teammates unaffected while the CTs should be blind as heck. To do this flash, line yourself up over the tip of this bottle. Aim over the wall slightly and to the right and then throw the flash. That's it. This should make the Rush B Don't Stop strat work way more in your favor.
French are fragging right now, 10-5 at the half, and Vitality's map pick is going swimmingly. Na'Vi, they're sinking in the waters of B right now with a very, very slow start to this series. Bit seeming like the only player woken up right now for Natus Vincere. Simple getting beaten by ZywOo in some of those head-to-heads, although he did have his revenge near the end, as did Na'Vi. Finding 5 at the end of the half was better than how it started. But can they continue? Can they go on? Or was it really just Vitality's game all along?
Yeah, T-side pistol underway for Na'Vi, and we're going to get a real test of the resilience, and we're also going to get to see if the T-side of Natus Vincere is plagued with those same issues that we're used to seeing, and that is really the clock also working against you, as well as the 5 opponents.
I love this B setup, but we might not have to see it, but the reason it's cool is we have this double boost up. When you see the boost, you're going to expect it to retake setup. Then you'll kill barrels and you'll go, oh, barrels is clear. No, it's not clear. There's a player looking at the ground. That is a very hard spot to clear without climbing over the barrels and looking down. Now, I said none of this might matter if Na'Vi commit to this A play, but it's very common to see what we saw from Vitality, taking the long A, going down connector and ending B. And so if Na'Vi do that, it would be right into this stack. If not, well, Vitality have already pulled players up towards the top site. They've read it well.
Look at this re-aggro. Both these players that are pushing are going to get caught out in the front. Or they go running into Na'Vi, who are waiting back in the toilets. Vitality, that's pretty ballsy, right? To go aggro like that in so many places. You divided that 3-man A-hold into 2 separate 1v1s at long and toilet, and then you left it on one player in the site. I understand you haven't seen or heard anything, and that makes you worried. You want to try and get some kind of info if you're taking the gamble. But now it's left you in a 2-on-3 retake. ZywOo opens up with 1. Oh, and another. Now we look to Kyojin. He smoked the bomb, trying to go for the defuse, and through the smoke, Boomich will deny it.
Yeah, Simple had the knife out. He was running there.
Yeah, there was no way that they were going to let that happen to him.
Yeah, if Boomich doesn't get that kill, Simple certainly stabs him. So nice round from Na'Vi, but yeah, it does feel like Vitality handed that to them on a platter.
Yeah, you know, and that's the thing. I think versus any other team, that would have been a perfectly, like, reasonable decision to make. But you know that Na'Vi, like, when I saw that pistol round playing out, I'm sure everyone was thinking, yeah, that's a Na'Vi T-side pistol, right? A slow creep up through mid, just waiting in toilets, hoping to get fed in the fashion that they did.
Yeah, and now it's a force in for Vitality, you know, dangerous Deagles, but if Na'Vi can convert it, suddenly we're going to get a lot closer affair here on the T side. Now, I said if, because there's no guarantee, not with Shocks pushed up here on long. Simple's looking at it, but no one's going to be challenging this position. So if at any point Shocks doesn't like what he sees, he can press that W key and move in, shuffle behind Na'Vi.
Something else that's beautiful about this is Shock's not peeking is sick because there's so many players in Con. If you're Na'Vi, you see all these bodies and you go, oh, it's a Con stack. And so right now, all the attention is on dealing with these connector players. Shock's tries to hit that timing, and look at the HPs. They do so much damage, but unfortunately don't get a single kill.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's not done yet. Apex has killed Electronic, just charging out B, but with that info, Na'Vi can send the bomb in A. They know the plant at least is a guarantee at this point in the round. And Simple is hanging around spawn, making sure Apex doesn't get cute with it. Very sweaty spot to be in at this point in the round. And I mean, it's an AK being offered up, so Simple just gets out of there, as does Apex. Only to meet somewhere else. Hello.
Yeah, it must feel weird for Apex because like the bomb's down on A, right? And you've seen players at B, you've seen him at mid, you know that they are just all across this map, and so he gets found out, he gets shut down. Na'Vi find the conversion, and now there's an eco round to follow for Team Vitality. The gap's getting closed thanks to this ability to convert on the pistol. Thus far, in both these CT rounds, by the way, we've seen almost like little attempts out of Vitality of using what is standard in the meta, right? Think about the pistol with the boost CT and the beta barrels. You said it's so standard that when you see that boost, you're playing a retake setup. Well, in this round here, they feign the idea of a con stack by all challenging up those stairs to give the illusion that, yeah, we're all here. This is what you should expect in a round like this. I am already a big fan of what we've gotten out of the Vitality CT side, even if the rounds haven't actually followed through from it. Good ideas.
Yeah. It's all ecos at the end of the day. It's all pistols. We're waiting for the guns in the next. And so it's just down to, okay, nice boost. How quickly and how cleanly Na'Vi can take this round away from Vitality. Moving up long and middle. The bomb is late to A, and so are Vitality, but they're still going to be here before the T's start to move in. Simple gets dinked. He's getting spammed through the wall by a Deagle. Dear, oh dear. Nothing is for free in this round. And that might tempt Na'Vi back to the B site. They've seen numbers on A. Boomich checks the connector for a fast flank with nothing activating. Well, not yet at least. Na'Vi are still going to commit with their plan. And really, you know, it is a stack here for Vitality, but it should be a Na'Vi round looking to trade their way into the bomb site. Zywo's gone down first. Simple turning around to catch this flanker as Perfecto attempts to clean up the front line, and it's easy peasy for Na'Vi, finding all the kills and finding an 8th round. But that was always supposed to go that way. Here's the gun round for Vitality. Here's what they've been waiting for all half long.
Yeah, this is a real test of the metal now for Na'Vi, right? You wanted to embark on a comeback. This was the challenge that was proposed to you on the back of the 5-10 half. You've done well to secure the pistol and get the conversions. This is where the going gets tough. If you are tough, Na'Vi, well, you've got to get going.
Oh my goodness, it's fast for Electronic. He wants the quick B pick. Often you see Orbs do this. I will even did get some kills doing that in the first half. Just fast peeking B. But he just tucks it on short and waits for re-aggro. Not going to be making that mistake, right? If you're Vitality, you don't want to be pushing up here. 5-on-5, first gun round. You really need to pick this up to not let Na'Vi steamroll you back into this T side. So we're getting flashed out. Doesn't deter him. Scoped back up. The bomb's outside of B, you'll notice. So Na'Vi, this could all be ending lower after some top pressure. They're trying to force out these Molotovs from the B bomb site. Make sure the Vitality have nothing left as the time ticks down. If you can, you know, hold your own, if you can keep your stomach together and manage to save your mollies to the last 30 seconds or so, they're going to increase in value hugely. Vitality still have 2 to stop an eventual execute. Simple's coming down B with a bomb yet again. It's unclear at the moment, but with everyone resetting, it's certainly going to be a B play. Vitality have gambled wrong. They've got a 3rd player on A, and they're about to find out the hard way.
Yeah, and Na'Vi are actually moving in with a lot of time left on the clock. I've never been more proud of what I'm seeing. Look at this. In they come, and they can afford for everything to not go right? With kills getting traded left and right, there's still more than enough time to get this bomb down. Vitality having to 3-on-4 this retake. On plant comes in now. Suter not able to catch a player crossing, and that really should seal the deal on the save, especially with your third player in the retake so far away, already committed to the save in middle.
Yeah, Simple's already hunting as well. He knows it better than anyone. There's someone in playground, but he's going to try and cut off these A rotates. I think he will.
so thrilled, Hugo, that this is the round we got, right? And if Simple is able to take these guns away, it would have been huge. Unfortunately, Masuta gets rid of him. So you don't get like the full benefit of resetting the money of Vitality, bringing them to their knees. They will still have an investment coming on up.
But rounds are rounds, right? Na'Vi building money. They're getting on the board. This is a very quiet first half. It felt like Na'Vi was sleeping at the wheel. It was only Bit winning them rounds. Then we started to get more out of Electronic. Now Simple's been, AWPing towards the end of that T side or CT side better.
And for their first T-side rifle, that felt decisive. Everyone was on the same page. They moved in together. One of the things that always scares me about Na'Vi's T-side on this map is it doesn't take much for it to start, the wheels to start to fall off. You run out of steam, you're losing to time. But at the minute, everything's looking put together. Yeah, baby, look! Kyojin was so unprepared for that. He was still turned from the Apex flash. Kyojin has still mopped up the kills regardless. It's a nice change of pace out of Na'Vi. However, Kyojin is that buffer stop. He just derails the attempt at a fast round.
Saves Iwu's life, man. He's just completely looking away from the flash and gets put down to 40. Does not die. Oh, the reboost. Oh, the timing. Image jumping. He hits the shot. Simple. Gets dinked mid-air. Can't catch a break right now. Would love the AWP on 7 points of health, and Bit does catch shocks coming down the connector very early. Vitality knew this was all B, and they tried to throw everybody at the problem. Instead, Na'Vi have now been given a room, a way back in perhaps, but they're still looking to walk into this B stack. With Shock showing his hand down connector, that should be clear as day. The Vitality know what you're doing. But Na'Vi just don't want to retreat back into lost ground, right? Try and have to retake middle, clear toilets, all of this with 40 seconds. They will decide to do it eventually, but you really have to be quick here, right? This is a round where you wonder what the clock is going to do to Na'Vi, especially with Vitality getting this info. Look at the push from Masuta. He's about to tell his team to rotate up.
Yeah, no, and it's the information that's going to prove to be key here, right? In the grand picture of this round, you would like to actually see more players moving up. It's only one right now looking to join Apex over here in the A bomb site. Masuta's flank timing could be good though. 10 seconds as the push is coming in, and the wrap from Masuta looks to seal the deal. There's just not enough time for Bit. He'll try get the bomb down, but he's a dead man in the smoke. Vitality onto 11.
Poor Na'Vi though, like that's such a, that play.
No, that wasn't a classic Na'Vi losing to time. That was just Masuta making a decision with the perfect timing.
Because even those rotates up CT weren't fast enough to stop the bomb. Like, if Masuta is not there in that round, if he's not behind them, Na'Vi should have a plant. They should be covering. Like, you're not going to get swung on truck. So that is just purely down to Masuta putting on so much pressure from behind. The Vitality can just flood the bomb site. So yeah, really nice round from him. 11-9, and Vitality, and their first of the half. Fast out con for Boomich. He's back in the B short. And nades stacking onto Kyojin. Those were 3 HE grenades Kyojin had to eat. And boy, do they taste bitter. That's one way to find a 5-on-4 for Na'Vi. And ZywOo coming back down into heaven, so Vitality leaning B in this round. It's only Shocks up in toilet.
I like it as well because, you know, one of the things we mentioned in that first half was how when Bit moved into this team, you know, we had a change between him and Boomich on this map. Boomich, a lot of the time, used to find himself lurking over towards toilets. Now that responsibility in all of middle usually gets left to Bit, and Boomich is in with the rest of the team. I really like that. Oh, Perfecto, gonna open up onto Masuta. That's a flash from Boomich to allow them to get that kill in the first place. And at this point, it should be clear to Vitality that this is the B play.
Yeah, ZywOo's here. He's more than ready. Molly gets dropped at 30 seconds. He's already taken one. Will that deter Na'Vi from this B bomb site? If it does, they've got to get through connector. And Shocks is already here. He's so ready. The early warning system. He's going to get one. Drops the bomb as well. Shocksy mowing them down. And Vitality, a freebie there on the board.
Just listen to that, man. Vitality, always a team that are fun to listen to, right? Who could forget some of the speeches we've heard out of Shox over the years, right? Some of the moments of celebration. Shox is such a high-energy guy. When he's the dude going out there, making plays like that happen, making clutches happen, it only hypes him up more, and that spreads like an aura to the rest of the team. That's why he's such a good player to have on your side, mate.
Yeah, and that's the danger of, we were just talking about, you know, when you have this B control and you know that you're walking into a stack, or you see ZywOo at B, and that's the big thing there for Na'Vi. They see ZywOo in pit and they go, no chance I'm going into B. You don't have that mid control, you don't have any map control anywhere else, and so running up connector, you'll knife out, you're thinking it's free, but Shox is all the room in the world, so...
Oh, Shox even drops a little have fun in chat after the tack pause.
Oh, woo! Later.
I think that is actually just him being polite, but it's one of those things where you know that, like, for Na'Vi, they're going to read that, they're going to say, of course the guy who just got 4 is telling us to have fun.
Na'Vi aren't having fun after that round, that's the safest sure. And now Vitality is starting to take the reins off, push a little bit, show some flair. Masuta spotted deep long, and even though he gets out, he was seen by Na'Vi, so that's now a lot of attention on what could be on long. They've got to clear it, they've got to clear toilet, and they're a lot more cautious than maybe they would be. In the meantime, Vitality back all the way up to the A site. Apex re-aggro's on long, which is good considering ZywOo's got his cover. Na'Vi not interested, popping out B water again. Boom is just one nade into B as a fake. We don't have a lot of util here for Na'Vi to be running anything convoluted. And so by throwing that molly, it certainly looks like Na'Vi want to walk up mid and take this A round, but Apex, not again. The big flank, this info, this map control. Oh, he gets goosed. That's not pretty. Molly in the toilet. They're not going to go through, though. Apex gets a chance to back up into the bomb site, maybe even take the AWP if he's audacious, but why remove it from the hands of ZywOo? Instead, reposition on the toilet.
Yeah, Simple is hoping that he can be the scalpel to make this first incision into the bomb site. Instead, yeah, Apex flashed in by ZywOo. Optimistic. Bit's gonna beat him in that head-to-head. Kyojin has dealt with the lurk in B, but the A player is now looking to follow through. ZywOo on the long side, a head-to-head between him and Simple. No, denied. Perfecto, the man to collect the kill. Simple continuing to spearhead this on the AWP, but might not be needed. Oh no, he is needed. What? Simple's come in and gotten rid of Shox. Or Kyojin rather, leaving it all on Shoxy. 1v2, as mentioned, a name synonymous with clutches. But this 1v2, up against Bit in this form, and Simple still alive. It's a hell of a crossfire to try and get past. And Shox might just have to concede.
Yeah, he's not moving a muscle, man. He's not blinking, but maybe he should be thinking about saving. Nothing coming to him. He's got to go to them or go away. Simple's not even hunting in the post plot, and he's backing out. And yeah, that's the round for Na'Vi, up to 10. That was a 10-second hit into the bomb site, Harry. That had to go perfectly, and it did. Kyojin on the truck, spamming Bit on the plant, and he's shooting just centimeters above his head. If he shoots lower, if he gets that kill, it's done. There's no time for a plant, and it's a Vitality round. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Unfortunate stuff on that smoke spam. And Na'Vi live to fight another round. A 10-5 half, Harry, that's closed up very quickly.
It's huge when you consider what they brought with them into that round, right? It was a very much cobbled together force by, yes, you had the AWP on Simple, yes, you had an AK in play, but that really was the extent of it. You know, that first kill that Bit's able to get on the back of flashing Apex through the short side, that was the smoking gun almost, right? That kick-started the entire play into that site. Simple as well. We finally get a round out of him. It's not like he got some crazy multi-kill or anything like that, but he landed the shots he had to hit to save the round.
Yeah. And that's all you need at the end of the day. Here we go. Back in now. And Na'Vi with their second wind here in this T side. What a recovery. Are they really going to go the full distance? Are they really going to pull this game back? Shox is in con once again, and he's caught Boomich caught in the air with a MAC-10. Shox is now trapped here, though. He's got a lot of support in middle, but many more players crawling through blue.
Mate, though, look at mid. Look at this setup. Like, yeah, you know, Shox down in con. They know about him. They've tagged him down low. It's by design. You're hoping that they go for trades on Shoxy and walk into this heavy mid presence. They are running into it, and Na'Vi are piecing together exactly what's going on in this round. They lose the party player. We're going to have one of these guys go back to get the bomb, because at this point, they've seen 3 up on A.
Yeah, absolutely. Kyojin waited so long to activate, and that's all the more reason Na'Vi were never ready for a 3rd guy, and really a 4th guy. Nice and clear for Electronic to find Apex in the back of Monster. He was about to kill the short players. Shox is in from CT with a response, and Vitality are playing for a retake here. It's certainly winnable, but look who they're up against.
Yeah, it's that duo of Simple and Electronic. We might not have had to say their names much, but late game, this is where we wanted them to get activated. This is the time to show it. Shox has opened this retake possibility up by bringing it into a 3-on-2 in the first place. Simple and Electronic, they're playing it together. Brothers in arms, side by side, till the end of the round. Up close, Shox takes the swing. Oh, a follow-up out of Electronic, and they'll close it out. A 2-on-3, and Simple and his best mate in Electronic see it through to the very end.
Yeah, no kills for Simple, but he's hitting tags there. He's hitting people through the pillar, and Electronic finds 4 kills, man. Kyojin's head just sticking out behind that plant. And it's enough for Electronic to grab the round. My goodness, yeah, you would always bet on these two in these clutch situations, in these little 2v3s down in the B bomb site. And Na'Vi, what a competitive comeback. What a game we're getting. This was 10-5. This was feeling like Na'Vi were not the team that we've been waiting for here on LAN. But in the second half, they've shown up in a big way.
Yeah, it's nice. You kind of breathe a bit of a sigh of relief, because now you're in familiar territory, right? Now you're saying to yourselves, okay, yes, we had a slow start, but come on, that's kind of, that's kind of synonymous with the Na'Vi brand, is sometimes it does take him a while to get into a series.
Yeah, Na'Vi likes starting tournaments slow, They did win their opening game, but in doing so, dropped a map to the Renegades. Nothing wrong with that. The win is all that matters at the end of the day. As Na'Vi are teaching us in this map. May have been a strong start for the French, but you would not know it if you just joined. Broken by, Shox with the rifle, everyone else on Deegs. Zywoo's alone on A as well. Typically wouldn't be a problem, but he's certainly not armed for the job right now, and Na'Vi is starting to move up with heavy numbers in mid and long. Even Electronic leaving that B bomb site. He's been prone to lurking out Monster and coming in late short as well towards B, so this is a full commit for Na'Vi. That re-smoke is an annoyance, though. Might make them doubt it, try and get some more info. And they're not the only ones who want to know what's going on. Vitality have double push Monster, and that should allow for a bit more lean at A.
Yeah, they're going to need it as well. Zywoo's the Eagle in with kill number 1, but out through long. There's more pouring into the site. They lose everyone here. Apex concedes and lets them get this bomb down. Vitality at this point putting it all on Kyojin's wrap, and he's decapitated by Electronic. The kills are in for Na'Vi, and it's a nice, clean round. A dominant push up into A. They don't let the Deagles get away with murder.
I always get so scared now when I'm seeing bomb plants come down at 10 seconds. Like, I know you're still under control. You still got it. But man, some of these rounds are cutthroat. All it's going to take is, one kill to come in, and Vitality can sneak rounds past the keeper. It's exactly what we saw the other time with Kyojin almost getting bit off the bomb. Rounds like these, we see Na'Vi faltering. And so as Vitality come back in with their best buy in some time, Na'Vi need to have their wits about them.
Yeah, this time even featuring the double AWP between Zywoo and Shox, so it's going to be a treat that we get to see that here in round 25. Masuta flashed, taking an aggro peek at short, and he's able to escape capture as well. Simple was hoping to get that trade. It's denied by the Molotov. This is a nice opener out of Vitality. They're even setting him up to go again.
Man, doesn't know when to quit, but he sees no one there. Perfecto's tucked in, and we've got this boost up. We've already seen Apex jump shot Simple on the dink, so don't count him out. With the flash, he goes for the peak, but you can't really see directly below you. Perfecto should be covered, and he hears all this noise as well. He knows there's 3 on B. He's told his team, and so as a result, Na'Vi have rotated round spawn side, moving up on long with the bomb. Still got to get past some AWPs, though, 2 of which are sat back in A. Zywoo has toilet shot, has long, and he gets flashed off the angle. If he shot there, he would have had an immediate kill. Instead, he's popped back into it and sees Simple jumping as well. Oh, it's so close. Na'Vi, 30 seconds. Are they really going to commit?
I mean, hey, dude, they've got to, right? Shox is really taking liberties now, pushing through the toilets, holding on, and they got to go through this smoke. Shox is just not giving them the room nor the respect. And with 15 seconds left, this bomb still on the back of Bit. It's looking like a save for Na'Vi. The slow round and the problems it can cause rear its ugly head again in round 25. I say again, really for the first time for this Na'Vi squad. And it's all on the back of Shox, taking some initiative, pushing up into the toilets. With the kills he provides, they are enough to deter Na'Vi from even attempting the round.
That's more of a classic Na'Vi round, though. That's something we've seen before, right? So not going to be, you know, that's, I guess, one benefit, right? Like, Na'Vi have been through that 1,000 times. They're not going to be flustered by it. They're not going to get tilted at this point in the game. It's 12-13. Bit's having a hell of a match. As long as they can get him in the right position, then hopefully he can keep performing here. On a Galil, sadly, this time around. We have some boosting going on at B. Meanwhile, Shox pushed up on long. Best simple. So ZywOo not needed to take down.
I love that they do the triple boost early as well. Like, you know, that would be the last thing you're anticipating, especially in like a 4-buy round. Normally that's reserved when you've got Deagles, when you need a bit of a gimmick to get away with something. Oh. Nice opener out of Electronic, and he just bounds out of B.
That's really sick as well, right? Like, not overcommitting. He would have been so alone there. He would have been on an island completely. So being able to back out and keep the 4-on-4 intact gives Na'Vi the advantage here. So where will they go? Bit's got the AWP now. Can't be against it. He's got so many kills, and Vitality are starting to read things better. They've stacked B fully. One dude left up on this top site, ZywOo. He doesn't need your help, but Na'Vi might.
Oh, we got the Apex flash lined up as well. That's to take a monster peek. Most of the push, though, is coming in from short, and that shot missing onto Apex gives him another chance. Shox down in water, annihilates the attempt at the short play, and Bit is left saving. Once again, just relegated to backing off with a gun, trying to hold it into the next round. This puts Vitality up onto 14, and the AWP is really the only thing that Na'Vi are going to have to lean on up against this scoreline. Yeah. Vitality are now pulling ahead, and they've got Na'Vi right where they want them.
Yeah, it's kind of forcing Na'Vi to play for OT here, right? Like, Bit, you know, half of you wants to throw the gun to Simple, and then the other half of you realizes that not only do you have 29 kills, but you have $100. You can't buy anything. Someone give him a Deagle. He's got armor. But yeah, this is quite a predicament for Na'Vi. A big comeback in this T side might all be in vain. Vitality, with Shox at the helm, performing like this, finding 3 pieces off the AWP. Nothing can go wrong. And so Na'Vi, they put some money in, they save some for a rainy day. But right now it's pouring.
Yeah, man. You see guys like Shox, right? He is someone who, you can just tell from talking to him about CS, he has got such a passion for the game. He's been around the block, right? He is one of these legends who had his career forged in the fires of LAN, right? And so it must mean a hell of a lot to him being back on it. He's playing lights out right now. And he has really been like one of these determining factors as to why Vitality at this point in the game maybe about to lock in their map pick of Overpass if they can get past this mishmash of an investment on the Natus Vincere side. You do have the AWP on Simple, saved by Bit, but that's really the only threat up against you. Shox is still waiting patiently as well. Like, this position from him has been gnarly. He's going to get a swing, and the Deagle takes his head off. That's Bit opening the roundup. He really has just been a reoccurring hero in this story of Na'Vi's comeback. Apex is getting spammed at long. They know about him. They've got him trapped. He's so low and now dealt with on the Deagle. Bit's double down. Simple will come in with another. And this duo of Simple and Bit, they've just made this round happen for Na'Vi. It is a damn good thing that Simple dropped that Deeg over like you asked, Hugo.
My, oh my, yeah, and Bit just runs wild there, right? Not just killing Shox in the toilet, who has had an incredible game on this orb, but then just jumps over truck and finds Apex as well. Great pressure for Na'Vi to keep spamming that long smoke to never let Apex get comfortable. My, oh my, that's twice now Na'Vi have won that exact round, right? This time with even less. Last time they had an AWP, a rifle, and pistols. This time they didn't even have that rifle, just AWP and pistols. And they somehow pick it up. Double entry off the Deeg. And Na'Vi keep on keeping on. 13 rounds. It's not like this is going to do much to the Vitality economy. They can continue to buy for now, but that's really a sitter. That's a round that Vitality were looking to lock in for free. That was Na'Vi opting to play for overtime. Instead, they've been given another chance. They've been given the option to win it out here in Reg. And so a full buy follows. Vitality can't get ahead of themselves. It's a bit awkward. Na'Vi saved a double AWP, so you're not going to, turn your nose up at that. You're not going to throw it away, but at the same time, running a double AWP on the T side of Overpass, you're hoping that Vitality give you those kills to a certain degree. Can't commit with executes with an AWP, not in the same way. I'm sure Simple can. But wow, what a game we're getting out of both these teams. Solo orb this time for Vitality. ZywOo's been often left alone on this A site. Does have Shox with him, who doesn't buy any grenades, so implying the Shox wants to make a bit of a move, wants to get involved in this round and just fight. Also means he's kept some money in case things go wrong, right? And we end up at 14-14. Then Vitality will still be able to somewhat invest. So definitely worth the risk. And Shox has been hitting all of his shots really in this game anyway, so I don't want to see him play with nades regardless. Na'Vi want long. And there shouldn't be too much in the way of that.
Yeah, there is this player, tucked in as they move up. But that's something to worry about when you get there. Apex waiting close. He doesn't actually have anyone back in the site either to help him in this position. So he's out on his own little island right now. Shox, rather, getting pressured on the long side and does respond with the first, but it's traded immediately after. A 4-on-4. It's information at least, right? Bit being the man to get that kill means the bomb has been spotted. They just saw it over here at long. With 30 seconds left, it's not leaving much to the imagination as to where this round's looking to end up. And yet still, Vitality aren't pulling rotations up yet. They're still waiting. So ZywOo is going to have to make magic happen. He's pushed up close to the toilets. He's lost his teammate back in the site. And Perfecto sidelines ZywOo out of the round. In with the double. And Perfecto and Bit do it all to find 14 for Na'Vi.
We've had everyone get an AWP kill here for Na'Vi except for Electronic. All 4 other players have been running this AWP in this map. Boomich had it one round on the CT side. Bit picked it up as well for a round here in the second half. And man, it doesn't matter who holds it. Anyone can get the job done. Great stuff from Perfecto. Bit again, doubling down on the A site. And Kyojin's just trying to save. Electronic does not want to let that happen. He's here for the exit. He's here to take everything away from Vitality, and their money is not pretty either. Kyojin looking the wrong way, but he flicks back in time for the kill. And he should be good to get away. I say that Perfecto last second is not enough. And so one gun kept on, and yeah, you definitely buy it here if you're Vitality. You got to figure that one out, throw some guns over, get ZywOo and AWP. Make sure Shox has a rifle. But what a recovery for Na'Vi, right? Multiple times in this half did I think surely Vitality were ready to close it out. Especially when we had that eco with a hero AWP that Na'Vi got to find 13 and avoid playing for OT.
No, it's actually really pretty as well because this Na'Vi slow T-side style has been working brilliantly. Vitality don't feel comfortable to rotate when they see the bomb with 30 seconds left, right? There could have been a world where Na'Vi were trying to late drop Con into a B play, and so you didn't feel safe having those players make the call to come up ahead of time. And that is where this Na'Vi T side is at its strongest. When it gets you doubting the own, you know, the things you see with your own eyes, that's how you know you're well and truly where you want to be.
Even little other things, right? Like regressing and taking short water in the mid-round, right? You don't know whether Electronic is sitting outside there. You don't know whether someone's lurking in the old get right spot. So, yeah, it's a bit scary. Here's ZywOo back in middle, Shocks alongside him, and Boomage caught throwing flashes, jumping in the air. It's a disaster for Na'Vi to start, but they can always pick up the pieces. ZywOo looking to put them in boxes, and so he has done to Simple with the AWP, re-aggressing on shore. And I love this back and forth for Vitality. You never know where this AWP is going to be, constantly changing spots. Electronic waiting in the fade. ZywOo re-aggresses, and he catches Electronic looking the wrong way. This is just a field day right now for ZywOo and Shoxy. They've even got a third rotate, not that they'll need it. Molly's going to push Perfecto forward, and ZywOo does not stop. 3 in the round, looking for the 4th. Bit will trade, but he's going no further than that. 15-14. Vitality finally lock in OT at the very least.
Yeah, right. That's a bit of a sigh of relief, but you can't let your foot off the pedal yet, right? It's not over till it's over. Even though overtime is a nice little safety net, it means, you know, you haven't just lost if Na'Vi win this next one. It could still end up being a Na'Vi game if you get there. So if you're Vitality, this is where you need to give it your all. If last round was 100%, this needs to be 120. You want to get it to bed before this comeback becomes even a possibility for Na'Vi.
Yeah, with some of the players that we're seeing from Na'Vi, right, you can't count them out of doing the impossible. Bits on 34 kills right now. What a debut. Triple boost dropped off again. And Na'Vi, they've just been going back to these slow A walks, even though it doesn't work in the previous. They want to try it once more. ZywOo's on B early with the AWP. He will be beginning to rotate up as things are very quiet. Boomage getting run boosted along even, just trying to put an AWP off. Good AWP certainly can hit the shot though. Na'Vi taking the bomb back to B. Simple with the AWP here. No utility on him, but his team do have enough to run a couple of fakes here, keep some pressure on A. I love the deep, long smoke. No info for Apex, right? He has no idea if 4 players in Na'Vi are creeping up behind that smoke right now. That's just an unknown quantity here for Vitality. 40 seconds, Na'Vi are coming back down connector and resetting in the spawn. It's a B hit into the 2-man hold. Do I smell overtime cooking?
Oh, well, it could, but here was Kyojin trying to keep that a distant dream. Deals with the first man peeking. That's Electronic, and now a re-smoke down in Monster. That's only going to complicate matters. Na'Vi are having a rush on through, and Kyojin knocking them down. Masuta here to help him out. 12 seconds for Na'Vi. Time could start to be a problem, and it might be the thing that takes this all away from them. Vitality locking them up. 16-14. They get it over the line. The full 30 rounds were needed. Oh my word! And there's still more to come. Na'Vi have got to try and rebound on their map pick in just a moment.